Oh boy, it's time to party. It's a Mario party. Let's get this show going. Yeah. Or
So
something
lame.
like that.
So lame.
Your
Wow.
mom's lame.
What's going on, guys? Hold on a second. What's happening? All right, there we go. What's going on, guys? We're the Cinefanatics. My name's
Are
Chris
we?
Adams.
Are we the Cinefanatics? Is that it? I'm Robert
What
Adams.
is your name?
Lola.
Lola.
Tori. Tori's still muted. Okay.
Tori's fine. There we go.
Tori's unmuted.
I was silenced.
All right, we're starting off that way this week, guys. Welcome to the Tagline. This is the show where the tagline is the title. If you haven't gotten that joke yet, then what are you doing here? Anyway, guys, we got some stuff to talk about. But first of all, before we get into any of the fun things and all the stuff that we have to talk about, remember, this is a show that is supported by our fair viewers like you. And you can do so at this wonderful link up here, streamlabs.com/cinefanatics. You can also support us by going over to patreon.com/cinefanatics. You'll get all sorts of fun things like a Discord to play around in and trivia nights to help support us in as we do FCL stuff, which is coming to a close here soon, but it's still going to be fun. I'm making a hard sell at this point, aren't I? Anyway.
Yeah. You're going to want to be a part of this. It is absolutely amazing. Don't be the one person on your block that's not already on our Patreon supporting us, because everyone else on your block is supporting us.
Your
think.
mom, your dad,
Definitely your mom.
your nephew,
Especially your mom.
your dog.
What is with you and moms tonight?
I don't know.
Good Lord. And then the other thing, guys, on the Patreon, the one I want to hit specifically is the watch along. We did one, I think, last week for Avengers. Well, the watch along is actually coming around again real quick because this month is packed and we got to get it in right at the beginning of the month, October 1st. That would be this Friday.
Yeah.
We're watching Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, I think that one you say 3 times. It's Candyman that you can only say 5.
Mm-hmm.
I had a great time to pour your drink.
I know. I cracked open this drink for the intro, and I'm like,
It's Beetlejuice.
it's the Beetlejuice. It was either that or like, let me put this on the screen so I could go to the bathroom real quick. Like,
Support
you
this
can't
drink.
see anything. You're seeing a thumbnail. So,
Yeah, so
we
we're
just hear
watching
you pouring
Beetlejuice.
it in the bathroom, which just sounds like you're peeing.
yeah.
Thanks for the description there, Tori.
That's how bathrooms work, yes. Welcome back to the show.
Lola's into watching Beetlejuice this Friday. At what
Oh,
time,
yeah.
Chris?
I believe we are doing that one at 7 Pacific and 10 Eastern.
The hell's wrong with her?
She got the time. She gotta go.
What was that?
She got
the zoomies.
She's like, no, 10 Eastern, can't handle 10 Eastern. I'm out of here. Like,
She's
she
gonna
just
run into
took-
Chris's room.
Yeah, that would be
The
funny if she
multiverse.
runs in and like all of a sudden she runs in and hops on that shelf up against the wall by the Austin skateboard deck. That would be funny. When she stands there like,
I think at this point my door is shut, so if she were to run this way, I'll just hear a giant thud.
thud. A poor cat.
The point is, though, we're going to watch Beetlejuice. These two have seen it. I have not. So this will actually be one of those rare instances where there's a first-time watch-along for me, and you get to be a part of it, see my reaction to Beetlejuice, because I know everybody in the world cares about Chris's reaction to Beetlejuice.
And you get to hear me woo over Michael Keaton. So live.
Yeah, because he's in a great wooing look to him.
I remember seeing him as a kid in this, and I was just like, wow.
That man is
What a
white.
man. What a weirdo.
So basically, if Beetlejuice was playing around in the mud,
That would be the peak. I love Beetlejuice. No, and I love that. I'm transitioning out of it. Beetlejuice is an amazing musical too, by the way. I saw it. It's great. Everything Beetlejuice is great. Beetlejuice in the Mud, Beetlejuice on Broadway.
I love the music to it. It's another one. It's another one of those great like Danny Elfman scores that's like very famous and popular. Like that music as it gets going, just really like, yeah. Danny Elfman is really good at building up his themes into like when it hits that peak Elfman moment, you're all like, yeah, let's go, Beetlejuice, Batman, whatever. Like I'm ready to get on with my Oingo Boingo self.
Question: was Beetlejuice before Batman for Michael Keaton, or is it the other way around?
Beetlejuice was first. Beetlejuice was 88.
Someone saw him and was like, he would be a good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. they looked at Beetlejuice and said, that guy should be a Batman. Yeah, Beetlejuice was 88, Batman was 89.
Okay, got it.
So we're doing a Beetlejuice watch along this weekend, guys, on Friday.
Just in case y'all want to see again. Apparently, Chris is Beetlejuice, Tori is Barbara, and I'm Adam.
I got that 80s hair locked.
Yeah.
I got that.
I need some movie poster. Or do you
know? What?
Was that the actual movie poster for it?
Yes.
Cute. They don't make movie posters like they used to, I swear.
I got that I need some sunshine look locked.
No, now all the movie posters just consist of everybody's floating head, and they're like, well, here's a Star Wars movie, here's Dune, here's Venom.
Yes.
Yep.
Speaking of Venom.
All sorts of fun things. Yeah, we are seeing Venom.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, yes. And then we're going to shoot a review, and that will be up, ideally, by Friday.
Yeah, the plan is to have it up and available to view on Friday. It will be non-spoilery. So we'll probably be talking about how awesome this post-credit scene that everyone seems to be talking about. We'll be talking about how awesome it is without actually telling you what it is. Although I'm almost certain like anyone could probably guess what it is. I'm not going to give a guess here, but I mean, I'm pretty sure we could all figure out what it would be. So
I'm not going to think on it too long because I don't want to spoil myself.
Yeah, I'm going to refuse to think about it.
Also, if you're in our chat and you spoil it, your ass is banned.
You won't be in our chat.
We'll spank you.
So don't do it. Yeah. Don't even think about it. Anyway, yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that, sort of, I guess. I guess I'm looking forward to it. It's the Venom sequel. I wasn't super enthusiastic about the first one, but
I've gotten more excited as it's gotten closer. Hearing people talk about it, it seems like it's going to be a fun time. It's short. It's quick. In and out of it.
Fast pace.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Now, so for me, like the big thing with it is like here, I'll show.
Yeah, he's got
I picked this up just so we could have something in the background. So you'll see this actually in our review, but I got this whole like Carnage statue thing. I'm a big fan of both Venom and Carnage. I love the symbiote characters. So I'm going to be watching this as like my younger self who loved reading the comics and everything. And I'm hoping they do my boy Carnage correctly.
You know what I got?
What?
A frog.
Oh, you got a frog.
I'm a big fan of frogs.
You need like a Carnage or Venom frog. Like it's a frog covered in a symbiote type of thing. That would be kind of cool.
Cute. Or like a Halloween frog. Yeah, I hope they do frogs justice. I hope they're featured in this film. If you think about it, Venom is kind of frog-like. You know, big eyes, big mouth, big appetite.
I doubt there's going to be any frogs in this movie.
You never know.
But we're going to be sitting there in the theater tomorrow. So all three of us are going to the theater at the same time, same showing. We're going to be sitting in a theater, and this freaking frog is going to pop up on the screen, and we're going to be the only three people in that theater looking at the screen, just laughing our heads off. Like, I had no idea they'd put a freaking frog in this movie.
I'm telling you. They show up at least. I mean, there was the rat in Endgame. That rat was pretty important. Yeah. You never know.
That rat was the key to the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
You know what?
Yeah.
Chris, are you logged into the Matrix?
Oh my God, you actually has
This looks like a venom frog.
a venom.
That is like a venom frog.
And
Long
it's
tongue.
like a Spider-Man lizard and a venom frog.
Long
That's
tongue.
actually kind of cool. Spider frog and venom frog.
I'm telling you, similar appetite, long tongue, big mouth, gulp. Wants to eat everything.
Send that to Tori, and that will be her new desktop.
Yeah. At work, someone walks over and they're just like,
What the
"You
hell?
okay?"
Do we need to
Can you talk
contact
about
HR?
With a black wig. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Like all of a sudden, one day, like everything is exactly like that. It just all of a sudden turned.
Mhm.
That happened to Tori.
It's a phase. It's a phase.
I'll work out of it. Don't worry about it, guys.
Speaking of phases, this coming Saturday, we are starting our new show. It is officially called The Marquee, and we're starting it off in October because we want to kick off the spooky season. So it will be The Marquee, the Tears for Fears is what we're calling it. This first episode, Saturday night, with guest star Vernon. We will be ranking live all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So make sure you come join us. That is Saturday night. That's going to be 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. It's going to be myself, Tori, special guest Vernon. We're cranking out all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies from the first 1984 classic through Freddy versus Jason, New Nightmare, and whatever that crappy thing that came out in 2009, which I'm not even certain if I got that year right, and I don't care. Anyways, that will be, guess what's going in the F slot already? This is going to be a tier ranking show. So if y'all are familiar with like the tier maker, it's going to be the three of us on camera, on screen, interacting with you in the chat. We're going to be giving our opinions and ranking these movies from like S tier is the best down to the F tier is pretty much F that movie. Oh, that's why they call it F tier. Huh, look at that one. I just figured it out right before the show goes live. Anyways, Saturday night, again, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. That's going to be a lot of fun. We are planning on doing that every Saturday in October, except for the final Saturday. That one will actually be moved to Sunday night, which is Halloween night. We will be covering the Halloween movies with a couple of special guests on that one. So stay tuned. We will announce those as we get closer to it.
Yes. And Nerd, I see you in the chat. For anyone who hasn't seen all of them, definitely still stop by. Like, it'll be a fun time regardless. Saturday night, scary movies, October. I'll be in a wig. I have more wigs. You'll see more wigs. Like, stop by anyway. I swear. It'll be a fun time. I'm so excited.
It's Wig Girl Fall. Is that
It
right?
is Wig Girl Autumn.
It's that Wig Girl Fall. The Hot Boy Summer.
$20. That's a haircut for you, Chris.
It is. It is a haircut for me. I need to get one of those too. So those of you who are wondering, hey, where's Chris going to be at during the horror movie tier list, the Tears for Fears thing? He's not going to be there.
He's going to be in the closet.
Why would he be in a closet?
Hiding from the scary stuff.
Oh, okay. I almost felt like that had like another term. Like there was another term for being in the closet or something like that.
No.
Huh.
So likely I will be in the chat for any of the ones that I'm actually free for. So I'll still be around somewhere. But
interesting. It would be nice. It would be really nice if you could join us for it though. But that would mean that this would have to be a world in which you like horror movies.
So
What
like
if Chris
liked horror movies?
What if he liked horror movies? I mean, that's the serious question as we go into October. Seriously.
Tonight, we ask what is, what was, and what could be. But the most important question of all, what if we liked this episode?
Just like all of a sudden, like when we fade up, you got Tori's got that big furry coat, and you're like, oh, there's a big furry coat in space.
Yes.
That's how it's cold in outer space, so at least she dressed appropriately for it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's cold. It's cold up there. It's cold.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Earth 2, Chris loves horror movies.
On Earth 2. Is the Watcher watching that one also?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
We have to ask the Watcher what movies you like to watch. So we know what
perv.
watching. Yeah.
Perv is watching me. Come on, I didn't consent to that.
Would the Watcher be a part of that Rule 34 thing?
We're gonna go ahead and move on from that question.
That would be the right thing to do.
Can I say, okay, before we even talk about this episode about the Watcher,
Oh.
his art style, I'm gonna have a hot take. He kind of looks like a giant baby with the art style they gave him. Like his proportions, he looks, and I know like I've looked up images of him and he kind of has that like big head look throughout the comics and stuff and other things, but he just looks like a big baby. Like half the times in the scenes in this episode, I was like, baby gonna mess some people up.
Especially because he's crying a lot in this episode too. Jeez.
Yeah, baby.
I wonder if I haven't seen anyone like actually mention it yet. And I don't know, it's either people just don't remember or they're just not putting it together, but we've seen the Watchers in the MCU already. They were in one of those, like one of the hundreds of in cutscenes for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Stan Lee was talking to him.
Yep.
So we've seen a live action. I mean, they were still CGI creations, but we've seen a live action Watcher. I don't know if any of those were actually Watu, but whatever.
Are they supposed to be gods or are they something different?
So
Celestial
in
beings.
Marvel, I don't know where there they are.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Yeah, I've been looking for these for a while. So in the Marvel comics, there are a couple of beings. God, these things are like really dirty. There are a couple of beings that are referred to as like the Celestial. Well, there is a group called Celestials, but there's also like higher end ones, like the Celestials, the
Chris Pratt's dad
Watchers.
was a
Wait.
Celestial, right?
You said higher end Celestials. Are there like some Gucci Celestials up there?
There might be some Gucci version. I mean,
Was Chris Pratt's dad, whatever I can't think of it.
Ego was a celestial type being. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of those. So I mean, in the comics, you have like the Living Tribunal, whose name we've heard in the Doctor Strange movie. There's a whole bunch of them. Some of them we haven't seen yet. Some of them have been name dropped already. So yeah, the Watchers are of those kind of beings as well.
Okay. Curious. Real curious. I'm curious.
What do we think of this episode, though?
I was really into it.
Curious. There's the live action version.
That's less babyish, but
Still creepy.
It's like super creepy.
I hate that.
I really liked this. I actually watched it back to back. I like as soon as it was over, I went back and rewound it and watched it all over again because there's a lot happening this episode. This was my favorite action of all the episodes, like favorite action scenes. It's just what I'm into. It's just kind of I think the animation actually works for this episode in a lot of ways that I couldn't see happening live action. I think it would just get clunky really quickly. And yeah, I was interested by the plot. I have a lot of questions. This was the first episode that really made me want to look up stuff more about like how I was just asking you about the Watcher. And we had been kind of mentioning through all these episodes, the Watcher seems to be getting more and more involved. And this episode, that's definitely showcased. And so I'm curious as to how many episodes do we have left? 1 or 2?
Like 2 more.
I'm very curious where that's going to go. And I'm also curious because of how it kind of interacts with different timelines, even within this episode and different episodes in this episode. This episode is a lot. But I really appreciated it. I thought they executed it really well. Like I wasn't confused at any point. And I think it's something to pull off in 30 minutes of being like, we're going to start here and we're going to go all the way to point Z and beyond and to points you've never even heard of. And we've never done this in Marvel before. And we're going to go there. And it's just interesting what they can do in 30 minutes. And I don't know. I thought this was a really fun episode. I would definitely even watch it again. So, because I feel like I missed things. It was so much was happening. that I wanted to go back and watch it again.
Yeah. You got something?
Yeah, I was gonna say I like how this episode. I don't want to be too spoilery with this, but I put on Twitter last night, like after watching, I was like, last week's episode, which we pretty much unanimously said was like, this is just kind of.
I liked it.
Okay, well then the two of us on here that are related were like, this is
the old
all right. It's a fun like little story, but it's nothing major. And for the most part, we thought like this is probably the weakest out of all the storylines.
No fun in my life.
Yeah, the only thing that was interesting really about it was like either the very beginning, just setting up the idea, or the very end where you've got like some weirdness with like this Ultron Vision. This Ultron Vision thing pops in all of a sudden, and then the show's over. Like, what? No, that's what I want to see. I want to see that. I want to see this thing. What is this? He did look very
cool.
Yeah.
Like, give me that cosplay. If I could cosplay, I would do that.
You got to cosplay as Vision, then cosplay Vision as Ultron. That's what that is. That's like 2 layer deep of cosplaying. So
that costume would be so hot.
Yeah. So that's what this episode was. So that's what I was saying. Last week, that episode had the party, so this week's episode could live. And this is like a complete 180 from last week. This episode had a good story. It had solid stakes in it. It had like probably the
it had MTV's Dan Cortez.
MTV Dan Cortez.
Do I know what that means? Is that
that's a Stefan reference from Stefan on SNL.
Oh, on SNL. Okay.
Yeah.
This play has everything. MTV's Dan Cortez.
New York's hottest new party is what if? It's got everything in it. It's got Party Thor. It's got a really tall Loki, Frost Giant. It's got MTV's Dan Cortez. It's got Robin J. Esquire. Robin J. Israel Esquire. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, this episode like had all that. And the thing I really wanted to highlight is, again, we keep talking about how beautiful the animation of this. There was one shot in this. Absolutely gorgeous. This one shot, because it was done in slow motion. It's all done. I mean, a freeze frame here doesn't do it justice. Because you got like all the red lights down the corner all flickering. You've got that's Hawkeye like falling down towards them. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous shot. So, yeah, this was a good episode, and I am super, super eager to see what the next 2 episodes are going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at like who wrote this episode. Are all the episodes different or written by different people? Do we know?
That I'm not sure.
I believe so. This is Jack Kirby, Joe Simon, and Jim Starlin, and I guess Jack Kirby and Joe Simon are Captain America writers.
They were original comic book writers. Yes.
So yeah, I just felt like the writing of this episode was very strong. That's why I wanted to look it up.
Well,
like, again, what they do in 30 minutes is impressive.
That was in reference to who created the characters, because like Jack Kirby was one of the ones that created Captain America.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this one. So there's a group of writers that it's really actually, it looks like it's only 2. AC Bradley, Matthew Chauncey. So they kind of like switch off on it. But yeah, it's really looking at all the writers. It's just those 2 doing it. So having 2 writers like that means the story stays concise and it stays on a unified timeline, which is funny given the multiverse purposes of the show.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps it unified and easy to follow.
Yeah, there was a couple fun things I actually noticed in this show. In this episode specifically, I don't think we grabbed like pictures of everything, but there was the moment. I just want to highlight some fun things before I actually talk about like what I really thought about the entire show. There was a moment where Black Widow, where Natasha had the shield, the Red Guardian shield, which I thought was hilarious because like we're talking about, you know, that was Alexi's shield from the Black Widow movie. And so it was
Yes.
it was cool that they pulled that into this episode. And then like as soon as she popped out of that hole, she did that superhero pose with it.
Yeah, I actually do love that, and I love where they were in this episode of what was their last resort. Like I thought was very interesting and unexpected. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. The whole episode I just found interesting, and I had so many questions as someone who I'm not super up on Marvel comics, so I feel like if I had read those, I would know more about things that were featured in this episode.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like super interested in learning more about a bunch of different things this episode featured. But yeah,
So
I loved the
what questions do you have about the comics?
Oh, good Lord. No.
Just kidding.
the Celestials.
The Celestials.
The Celestials. Are they gods? Are they babies?
They are not gods. There is actually a god, like the one above all in Marvel comics.
His name was Stanley.
Yeah, it was usually for
into the role, or do they become watchers? Like, is it a race of people? Like, do they procreate, or do they like grab people to be watchers?
I am not trying to figure out watcher procreation.
That question
I am. I want to know, because we do find out that some people are aware of the watchers in this episode.
Yeah, but it's starting to hit like they've got to have a certain level of like super intelligence to be able to see outside of like the physical world.
So that's here's a breakdown of that real quick, because we're gonna have to touch a little bit on spoilers here. So if you haven't watched this episode, maybe mute us for a little bit. We gotta touch a few spoilers here because there's just too much that happened in this episode. Clearly, people who are above a certain level of awareness are able to see Uatu, the Watcher. And the only two that we've seen, obviously, in this show so far are Ultron and Doctor Strange. After Doctor Strange acquired literally a ton of like crazy creatures from all across multiple dimensions and whatnot.
Was he like Supreme Strange or something like that? Strange Supreme?
Exactly. So,
which sounds like a really good taco at Taco Bell. I like the Strange Supreme. Everything you get at Taco Bell is technically a Strange Supreme.
You don't get to know what's in it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to me, like the dynamic they're taking with that. Also, by including Doctor Strange by the end of this episode, and kind of the direction they're kind of going with all of that going into the next two episodes, which is exactly what I was talking about before. You know, if you watch the mid-season trailers and stuff, you see a bunch of characters that we've seen huddled up and doing that famous like Avengers circle shot, but it's characters from these episodes, which is really cool. But I think what I liked about this one the most was just partly Uatu's level of like how he has to interfere now. He has to get involved because otherwise the multiverse just collapses and it's all his fault because he didn't do anything. But
yeah,
there's just I'm kind of lost because like there's so much that happened in this episode that I just really enjoyed. It was just easily a polar opposite for me from last week. I want to see things that happen in this episode in the next few episodes have like actual MCU implications. Like let some of the stuff pop up in the next Doctor Strange movie or Spider-Man or wherever we're doing multiverse stuff within the MCU itself. I want to see some of this stuff like pop up and you know mess with some of our heroes. I think that'd be really cool.
I want to see an episode of What If where Iron Man doesn't die. Every single What If episode that Iron Man is in, by the end of that episode, he is dead. Like, this is one of those, like, going back to the Doctor Strange episode where he was trying to save Christine. Like, this might be one of those, like, what was it called? Like, the focal points? The absolute points. Like, Iron Man always has to die at some point somewhere.
I think so.
I mean, we all will die at some point somewhere. I mean, that's a given, but, I mean, it just happens to be in every story.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I just found the Watcher's concern very scary. Like, I was genuinely, like, just, like, freaked out. Chris, what is that face?
I'm gonna die.
I said we're all gonna die at some point, sometime. So he was.
No. Yeah, you'll be a ghost.
I thought I changed that.
There he goes. You're just a white circle with a square.
Yeah, I could have sworn I changed that.
It's all
I
I've
only
ever been.
changed mine. Okay.
Yeah, no, I found this episode disturbing when the watcher felt like he was like, oh,
He's paying attention to me.
I've seen everything and I haven't seen this. And can we also just, if we're talking spoilers, just shout out the Thanos moment?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that was so good.
He's like, interesting that you have that there. Can I have that?
Yeah, everyone looks at that
He-
scene and everyone's saying the same exact thing, which is like, wait, Vision could have done that this entire time? That would have saved us so much trouble in Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah. Yeah. I do kind of like it that like Ultron or whatever looked at him like, you've got a toy I want. Like, kind of like think back when you were a kid playing with your friends and they got a new toy and you're like, ooh, gimme. No.
Yeah.
He's just, oh,
Yeah.
they're mine now.
Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely creepy. Ultron is
He's like,
creepy.
Ooh, shiny.
Mhm.
I will say if I were to be nitpicky and pick one thing about the episode I didn't like, just to be fair, it's that they didn't actually get James Spader to do his voice.
Yeah.
Which, no shot against Ross Marquand. He's a fantastic voice actor and did a fantastic job taking Hugo Weaving's place as Red Skull in both Endgame and I believe even in an early
Infinity
episode of
War.
What If.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah. Well, yes, but okay.
Yeah.
Not the point you
And-
were making. I got it.
Stop interrupting me. Even like so, yeah, he's done a fantastic job, but it was just off enough that it kind of took me out of the episode a little bit. I was like, this isn't James Spader's voice.
Yeah, I think it was almost like he was trying to imitate it a little bit.
He was, yeah.
Mhm.
But other than that, I mean, this is probably my favorite episode at this point. I would even put this above the Doctor Strange one slightly, just because there's just so many implications and so much that is going to come from this episode for the rest of the series, if not maybe further on in the MCU. So this is the episode that's got me like, okay, this show is worth the money to get in here. Y'all paid money to get into it.
What do you think evil Doctor Strange is going to do?
FS up.
Yeah. I would imagine he's just going to teleport to where the Widow and I guess the robot guy, whatever his name is
Arnim Zola.
Arnim Zola.
Yeah, and help them get to Ultron, I would guess.
Yeah.
'Cause he can whatever do the jump thing like Ultron can.
So
But
I imagine
I will say that the fights with like the Watcher and Ultron were very Dragon Ball Z to me.
Yeah.
It was just like Pokemon and like that's why like I don't know how they would have done that live action. It was just like
Wait.
very cool to watch.
Wait, how'd that sound effect go again? Nice.
There's lots of
There,
and then you see the one part where like Ultron they like land on a planet and he like throws them down and then he just turns everything into desert. Whew.
and
Every time he's
and-
punching him.
And the one guy's over here like, and this guy's over here like, and they're like,
Yeah.
they're gonna go on a hero hunt at least.
So, given that, are we done with spoilers?
Yes.
yeah, I think we're done. Like, after I definitely did a
Spoiler
couple
alert.
obscene hand gestures just now, but you know,
Some of those were like gang signs. You're not allowed on the west side of the apartment for a little while until we can cool things down with the homies. Just
wow. I was thinking more so I did something bad in ASL, but you know, whatever.
oh, probably the homies.
Mhm.
All right. That's enough what if. Let's move on to some movies that we watched. I got nothing. So what do you two got? I just rewatched some movies. That's okay.
I can go first. I know Robert has more. Or wait,
Yeah,
Chris, do you have
go
one?
ahead. No, he
Um,
just did rewatching old movies that he's already seen.
Yeah, I it's not a movie, but I actually watched the show Squid Game.
What is this? Like
Oh,
over the
freaking
past
show.
24 hours, everything I've seen is all about whatever Squid Game is.
It's a really cool, I believe it's South Korean made TV show. I think it's on Netflix. My roommate was watching it and I like joined in. And it's really well made. It's kind of like a Hunger Games meets Korean film. Like it's like Parasite / Hunger Games. I don't know. It's just like it's a lot more horror based than Hunger Games is. A lot more political, a lot more like social intrigue, social commentary, class.
Is it a cartoon?
No, it's live. It's like a live show. But basically, like the premise, from what I was understanding, I only watched the first 2 episodes. Is there are these people who are like poor, like they have loan debt or like whatever, like they're going through a hard time. The poorer class, and they get invited to this game. They get offered to play this game by this weird anonymous game master, who's basically like, you can win like basically the equivalent to $35 million if you win this game. But in order to win the game, you have to like play like the first episode. It's like red light, green light. But if you move and break the rules of the game, like red light, green light, if you're supposed to stop when there's a red light, they kill you. So it's like the stakes of Hunger Games. You're playing against competitors, and there's a lot of class commentary, obviously, because the major award is money, and it's like some of the people want to get out and escape as soon as they can. Like they're like, oh, this is crazy, I don't want to be here. But then it shows you how other people are like, no, wait, like that would change my life. Like I have kids to feed, and that could get them to college, and we could leave here. Like, so some people, play the game because they feel like it's just too tempting. Other people are greedy and do it for that. So you get to see like the dynamics of that and how they interact with each other, and it's just really interesting and fun. It's like I don't think we've had like a good game kind of show in a while. Like Hunger Games happened.
Have you ever seen the horror movies Ready or Not or Would You Rather?
No.
I recommend check those out if you can. Both of them, there's something similar like that. They're both movies that involve playing a game that could end in death.
Mm-hmm.
Would You Rather is really, really hard and out there type of situation. Yeah. I'm not going to go into describing what's happening, but I mean, like the DVD cover of it is like a razor blade, like really close to an eyeball. So, yeah. And then like Jeremy Miller saying here, Samara Weaving is in Ready or Not. She does a phenomenal job. Both of those movies are really good, really interesting. I highly recommend it. If y'all are getting into the horror creepy season and you want something new, kind of fresh to watch over instead of like your normal slashers, both of those movies I would recommend. So
I'll check them out.
Yeah, but kind of it sounds like a lot of in the same vein.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a good October time to watch for Squid Game. I recommend it.
For me, so again, if y'all been following me on Twitter, I've been counting down to 2,000 movies watched on Letterboxd. I have officially succeeded in hitting 2,000 movies as of this morning. Finished watching my 2,000th movie. So this week I caught up on, and some of these I'll dive a little more into. The first one was The Revenant, which just so happens to be my nickname in the First Class League. Go figure, I've never actually watched The Revenant. So
wait, so you're just now watching The Revenant, and I've seen The Gentleman like a long time ago.
What's your point?
Get on it, man. Come on.
I remember
if you're gonna be a competitor, you got to get on it.
I googled the definition of of what a revenant is, and it's really creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the whole idea behind that nickname. So I knew of like what the movie was about and what the name meant.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that movie was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I completely understand why Leo DiCaprio got the award. And then Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy was just evil in that movie. So then I moved on. I watched The Lobster, the Yorgos Lanthimos. If you liked Napoleon Dynamite, but like the off the wall weird story, weird feeling placement of Napoleon Dynamite, but you would like a more solid story and lots of very dark humor, you would love The Lobster. This is my kind of weird movie, so absolutely loved it. Highly recommend it. 28 days later, never seen it. Tried watching it a couple of times, just haven't been able to sit down and sit through it. I finally did that, conquered that. Another zombie movie on my checklist. Liked it. Had to knock out a musical as well. The only musical that I saw popping up on lists of movies that people recommend you see in your lifetime was My Fair Lady. I haven't seen that one. Knocked that out. It was really good. Really liked that movie. Poor Audrey Hepburn's character gets talked down to by these pompous rich men. I know it's one of those movies that's like a slice of that time period and just how people acted and behaved at that time. But Rex Harrison's character just completely evil. Loved his acting though, but love Rex Harrison, hated his character. Just what a douche. And then the 2000th movie that I finished this morning with breakfast, I finally knocked out Gone with the Wind. Almost a 4-hour-long movie. And first of all, you want to talk about a movie that's just a slice of like that time that you have to understand that this is not the way the world works nowadays, for a couple of reasons. Everyone knows like the whole thing that happened with Gone with the Wind got pulled off of HBO Max last year because a lot of people were concerned about like how it like black representation of that movie. They re-released it with like a little commentary section at the beginning, which was nice to hear. Like, enjoyed hearing the history of this. But all of that aside, this is still a very classic movie. This is probably one of those movies that's like in the top 5. You absolutely have to see this movie in your lifetime. I would think it's up there with like, say, Citizen Kane or I don't know, Shawshank Redemption, Casablanca. Yeah. Sound of Music. Like, it's one of those you have to watch this movie. I actually shut up. I actually really enjoyed it. Like, I was able to. I heard so many people telling me that like it's gonna be a slog, is what I've always heard it referred to, a slog to sit through. Just oh my god, it takes place right before the Civil War and then after the Civil War during Reconstruction of the South. But it's like, if you just know a little bit of how like the time period was in the South, primarily in Georgia at that time, then you can easily follow along with this movie. It's definitely not what I thought it was. I thought the whole movie was going to be like this gigantic sweeping romance between Rhett Butler and Scarlett O'Hara, and it's not. It is actually really interesting that it's not what I thought, and I enjoyed it because of that. But very well done. Great acting, great story. Just, yeah, a lot of stuff that doesn't fly very well nowadays. But again, understanding that this movie came out in 1939 and also was representing that Civil War era. So a lot of stuff has changed since then. Just as long as you keep that in mind and you know how to watch this movie with those eyes, then you should be fine. But otherwise, yeah, good movies. Hit 2,000. Now the countdown to 3,000 starts.
All right, 1,000 more movies in the next week.
No. Scarlett O'Hara is the worst. Yeah, kind of. She goes through a lot of changes in those movies, and I'm actually really impressed by what they did with her character. But and
in here.
Cinematography on that real quick. Also, a lot of beautiful shots, including that one that everyone knows of, the silhouetted shots as the camera pulls back while like the sun sets, and you got like the Scarlett O'Hara line saying, "As God is my witness, I'll never go hungry again." Great. That's just fantastic shots.
Yeah. Look who's popping in here. Look at it's PLD. We got a wild PLD in the chat.
Look at he. It's PLD.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, so he watched enough movies for all three of us this last week, so
yeah,
I feel okay just having only rewatched, say, like The Social Network. And did I watch anything else? Oh yeah, I watched that show, Only Murders in the Building. Love that show. I'm very much into it now. So if y'all haven't checked it out, it's on Hulu. That's all I'm going to say this week. I'll probably talk more about it when we have more time next time. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got to do something else. We got to... Where's the thing at?
It's right here. Let's get into the news.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is what's happening in your world tonight.
We apologize for the interruption.
Back to you.
You really don't have to highlight it every single time.
I just love it though. That's like the funniest part of that. One of the funniest parts of that movie.
Exactly. So let's start off with the box office, guys. You know how we do every single week. Gotta go through the top 10 real quick because not much has really shifted or changed. Shang-Chi is still holding tight at number 1. That is not surprising. That will be changing probably this next week.
It can't do it. Stop.
It's not going to flop. I'm not saying it's a flop. It's just not going to be number 1.
But it is a flop. Like, let's be honest. Shang-Chi was a complete and utter flop.
Who saw Shang-Chi? No one saw Shang-Chi.
No one watched that.
Shang-Chi.
What were y'all trying to say? We just lost like all of our Asian audience now. Thanks, guys.
It's because I'm white and I can't say words in general.
I'm just illiterate.
Anyway, and Cinephiles have been canceled. Shang-Chi is still holding number 1 spot.
Nobody cares.
That's not gonna shut up. That's not gonna change until next week when I'm sure Venom Let There Be Carnage. That is such a long title.
It's such a stupid title.
Yeah. Well, it'll whatever. That'll probably take the number 1 spot next week. Surprisingly, guys, Dear Evan Hansen did not take the number 1 spot this week. Are we all shocked and dismayed about that? I don't know. We didn't go see it. We'll probably see it when it comes out on like streaming or something, but it's at number 2. It made about $7.5 million in the box office this weekend, I should say. So
Scarlett and Emma forgive you. Okay.
Nice.
It took me a second to think like, what is that reference? Oh, yeah. Okay. So we haven't lost all of our Asian audience is what we're saying. we still got some.
Oh my gosh. Keep going.
No, I think that's good enough for that joke. Nailed it.
Guys, the sad thing is though that Dear Evan Hansen knocked Free Guy down to number 3. And that makes me very sad because Free Guy is amazing. Anyway, I don't think we're going to see Dear Evan Hansen anywhere in the top 3 this next week. I think that thing's going to drop down pretty dang quick. That is the opposite of having legs. It's got bad word of mouth, and we'll talk about some of the reviews here in a second. But in at number 4, we got Candyman still holding strong up there in the top 5, which is impressive.
Very.
Number 5, we got Cry Macho. That's that Clint Eastwood movie that came out, I think, last week. So that thing's in there and hanging in there. Jungle Cruise is in the top 6 still. That
interesting
weird movie, such as an M. Was it Malignant? That's at number 7 for some reason.
Malignant.
Cop Shop, which is a very interesting looking film, is sitting at number 8. And godforsaken Paw Patrol still sitting at number 9. What the hell?
You keep dissing it and it'll only grow stronger.
Apparently it's all over my social media now too.
Yes, it feeds on your hate. It grows stronger. Gives it focus.
Focus.
Paw Patrol is your equivalent to Ultron. It breaks into your world.
It's busting into my alternate reality. I was talking about it last week, and it popped up on my Twitter. It's like, go see Paw Patrol. I was like, what is happening? It's listening to me.
They got you.
They got me. And then number 10 is Love Story, which that's a new release this week. So
went straight to 10.
That's one of those. I don't know what movie that is, but there you go.
I would like to highlight a question that we got in the chat here. So Cinefanatics asks, who would win in a fight? Yeah, Cinefanatics. By the way, guys, if y'all aren't familiar, make sure you subscribe to the Cinefanatics. They're a great YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. It's real easy. You could actually just hit this subscribe button that's below this window. Make sure you hit that. Help them out. They are fantastic people. Who would win in a fight, Beetlejuice or Candyman? I'm going to give my opinion on this. I would say Beetlejuice would win over Candyman. Why? Because you only have to say his name 3 times, while Candyman, you got to say it 5. And Candyman also has the stipulation that you must be looking in a mirror. So that's a whole lot of work for that. Just say Beetlejuice, 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 and be done with it, okay?
Beetlejuice does like a timeline hop a bit. Like he just kind of bounces all over, and he can summon multiple versions of himself and bend reality. He basically has a lot of the time stones or whatever, the infinity stones.
They didn't make a Saturday morning cartoon of Candyman, which I attest is a real missed opportunity there. Or a musical. Like, I mean, it's sitting right there. We're talking about gold here. Like, someone adapt this property quick. I need Candyman the musical.
Also, if you pour a bunch of Beetlejuice all over some candy, that Candyman's going to have a really hard time getting that candy sold to some kids.
Yeah.
Did I hit anything? Did I hit anything from either one of these movies, guys?
No.
Close? No.
I'm just thinking of Candyman the musical and its show-stopping number. How do I scratch my balls with a hook for a hand?
All right, so the box office, guys, that's about wraps up that box office for this week.
Sponsored by Manscaped.
And so we're going to move on.
Moving us.
Do it again. Anyway, this is some of the fun you can have on StreamYard. All right, fine, I'll do it. Jeez.
Wait, could I technically do this? Whoa! It is my show now. I didn't know I could do that.
We made a mistake.
She just realized the amount of power that she has. Now we got to spend like 5 minutes moving us all around again, too. So
we made a mistake.
I am the watcher.
I'm the watcher.
I'm the one who watches. Oh, anyway, guys, let's talk about these Dear Evan Hansen reviews. Have y'all seen some of these? Have y'all seen the talk of this movie?
Why, yes, we have. There's a reason we didn't go see it, because it was on our calendar. I was like, hey, we might need to keep an eye on this. We might go see this movie. And then it's like, there's a lot happening, and we just don't have time.
So theoretically, yeah, here's the thing. Admittedly, the Cinefanatics as a channel will be at the point where we're pretty much seeing every single movie that comes out in some way or another. Hopefully, we would love to be in a place one day where we get like screeners and like things that we, if we can.
Press screenings,
I say screeners like if we can't make it to a movie theater that week, but we need to get a review out for it. We have that option at some point. We'll get there someday, I'm sure. But this would be one of those movies where I would much rather have had a screener for than to have to worry about, all right, we got to make time to go get into the car, drive to the theater. Let's try to make this happen. And yeah, I think, honestly, like where we're at, I think we're better off for it right now. Even though I initially thought that this movie might be up my alley, apparently it's shouldn't be up a whole lot of people's alleys. It sounded wrong.
I will attest, I'm still going to watch this movie.
Yeah,
probably when it's like available, like for digital watching or something like that. But yeah, I just unfortunately don't have the time or the money to go watch it right now. I'm too busy spending all my time on new Cinefanatic shows and blowing all my money on Carnage statues. So
if you want us to go see movies like Dear Evan Hansen, where money is an issue for us to get to the theater to see them, you can always donate to streamlabs.com/cinefanatics. Good plug? Okay.
I approve.
I'll use it to buy frogs.
Nice.
Yeah, and y'all don't realize how much of like an addiction frogs are to Tori. She needs more frogs. Just
that's the second one for the show so far.
I have more.
Yeah.
Bet you do.
This one can hold things.
Awesome. Like I just like nonchalant, like this became the Frogga Fanatics. Like
that would be an amazing show. I just talk about frogs for an hour. I tier list frogs.
So yeah,
hold on to that thought.
Yeah,
got an idea.
So the question that I have with this, looking at all these reviews, of course, those of y'all who might not be familiar with Dear Evan Hansen's storyline, basically Evan Hansen is an outcast. He gets bullied. He breaks his arm, and like one kid writes his name, Connor, I guess, writes his name on Evan Hansen's cast, and then Connor commits suicide. And everyone's looking at Evan Hansen with the name on his cast thinking, oh, you were Connor's only friend. And he's like, Why, yes, I was. Because I think he's wanting to date Connor's sister. So he keeps up this like charade, this lie or something. Like, I don't like, from what I've read and heard about this, like, people are just having a hard time with this because of that plot element. No one wants to cheer this kid on, but this kid, Evan Hansen, is being propped up like he's the protagonist that we need to be rooting for, and he's gonna be understood and liked and everything. It just, again, some of this might be out of context because, again, I haven't seen it, but that's just from what I read, what I understand from the trailers and everything. What's weird about this is this story was a Broadway show first, and it won a lot of awards. It had like huge critical acclaim on Broadway. For some reason, when they put it in a movie theater where everyone could go see it, everyone's like, no, this movie's a fart box. So, like, what happened between the translation of that?
Sometimes I feel like stage screenplays just can handle certain story points better than for whatever reason, a theatrical like writing or movie writing. Sorry, brain dead.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like, and sometimes on the stage when you're in an intimate setting and you're like there, you're just more willing to go along with people. And if someone's super charismatic in a role, like, you're like, okay. And if you got to maybe spend more time with Connor and see and be like, oh, maybe he would be okay with this. But I feel like my first thought of you saying that is like, what would Connor feel? Like, we're just writing him off.
WWCD, what would Connor do? Oh, yeah, dude, date my sister. Just lie, cheat, and seduce her all you want.
He would date his own sister?
He would date his own sister, yeah.
He also looks like a 30-year-old man, and I don't like movies, with uncomfortable looking white men, I'll be honest. Like, it's just hard to watch. You're 30 and you look uncomfortable and you're supposed to be hitting on high schoolers. I don't know. The vibe is off. The casting is off.
Well, I will tell you, you probably would have hated, like, when I was younger watching Power Rangers in like the early to mid 90s, where they were like almost 30 years old playing teenagers in Angel Grove. I remember back then as a kid going, this doesn't feel right. These look like they're, as when I was a kid, I was like, these guys look like they're almost 50 and they're playing Power Ranger teenagers. I was like, okay.
Right. We so real quick, we got a Streamlab coming in from Commentating Nerd. He said, hey there, the Tory takeover is growing ever stronger.
It's gonna happen. Y'all will just be gone one day and I'll just be like, hey.
I hope to never.
Here we go. We're gonna do a frog tier list. Everybody get out your pens and pencils. This is a test. There is a right answer on this exam. We should do that though.
Ribbit.
I was trying to find where my whiteboard was.
Yeah, get out your whiteboards, get out your pens and pencils.
There is a right answer.
Anyways, yeah, so like I said, Dear Evan Hansen looks like a complete fart box for right now. It'll probably pop up later on, and like, I'm ready for the hop quiz. There you go.
Oddly enough, this quiz includes both frogs and certain brands of beer.
Yeah. I'll watch it again when it comes out digitally, and then I'll probably mention it during the section of the tagline. We're like, what movies did you watch for the first time this past week? And I'll be like, well, I saw that Fart Box movie. Y'all will know where I'm talking about.
Bird Box?
Fart Box.
Oh, yeah,
Fart
Bird
Box?
Box. Anyway, my disdain for Bird Box aside. Yeah, so yeah, it's the thing about Dear Evan Hansen right now, which is something to be noted before we move on from it, is that you're right down there. Yeah. Is that the audience score is actually decently high on it. If we look at Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is actually pretty high, while the critics score is pretty dang low. So once again, we have like a movie that's got split between audience and critics. And at this point, knowing some of the critics that we know who have reviewed it and what they say, the people that we trust in terms of like their opinion in comparison to ours, I think we're probably going to end up on the critic side of the the scope here. So yeah, we'll see how it is when it comes out in a more easily digestible fashion rather than getting in a car to go to the theater to see it. I say that, and we're about to go see Venom 2. So, who knows? Moving on real quick, we've got some news about this James Bond nonsense. Have y'all heard about this guy, 007? Who is this? I don't know.
Yeah, who's James Bond?
Some British icon? I don't know.
I think he's a Spectre.
He sounds like a guy that you would introduce by saying that his name is James. Or Bond, James Bond.
Yeah,
is it James Bond or Bond James Bond?
It's definitely James Bond. No, it's Bond,
James Bond. Yeah, that's it.
I love confusing you even more. It's Bond.
Well, first, okay, so in all honesty, I was trying to make a joke, fell flat. But for a second there, I was actually like, James Bond actually does sound like that would work. Like for a split second.
James
Bond. Yeah.
James Bond.
Yeah.
So this guy's got a movie apparently coming out here within like the next week or so. No Time to Die, which is still a horribly ironic title at this point. And it's got some pretty solid reactions so far. A lot of people are saying that this movie finishes off the Daniel Craig Bond era very nicely, which, being the only one of the three of us here who have seen all of the Daniel Craig era Bond movies, I'm really excited for it because I actually, I'm not going to sit here and claim that I'm a huge James Bond fan, that I've seen really any other James Bond movies outside of the Daniel Craig ones. But I really have enjoyed his turn at Bond. So those movies have been pretty good, fun action films for me. So
I don't think what year did he start being James Bond?
That was Casino Royale, so that was
2005.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because I don't remember anyone before him. Like I always, like when I would see movie trailers for James Bond, it was Daniel Craig. Like he was my James Bond growing up. So.
Before him was Pierce Brosnan.
When was the last Pierce Brosnan movie? That was in the 2000s. That was
2002, I think. It's like
Die
Another Day, I think.
Yeah. So you would have not been necessarily old enough yet to remember. It
was before kindergarten for me.
Yeah, which for most people before kindergarten is. So a lot of good reactions so far for this. And
Ana de Armas is in it.
I won't argue. I won't say how much that excites.
Billie Eilish does a song. That's all I know.
Who else is in it? There's other people in this too. Anyway, it looks pretty good. But I think the big news right now that's been going on around this last week is who's going to replace him. And it's crazy that like as soon as a last Bond movie comes out, a situation where like a character's reoccurring and being played by different actors over decades and decades. This movie's like not even out yet. It's just now coming out and everyone's like, okay, who's going to replace him? And there's already news like they're going to start searching for a new Bond like next year. And it's like, I want to pump the brakes a little bit. Maybe let this one simmer for a minute before you guys start hunting down someone else. But nope, the internet likes to take a hold of this and just run rampant with speculation. So the question is that we have here on the Cinefanatics is,
what if?
Tonight, we ask what is, what was.
No, I'm just kidding. It's who's gonna play James Bond next, based on you in the chat. What do you guys think in the chat? Who are your picks for the next James Bond? Because we know what Cynthia Erivo. It's a good choice.
Yeah.
We're just going in a completely different direction with Bond now, which I know there's been rumors and talks, but just commit to it and just dive in.
They did that with Doctor Who, though. I mean, they did do like the female Doctor Who. So
true.
I was about to say, like, I honestly, after Daniel Craig's recent comments about a woman being James Bond, I think he had a really good point. Where he basically, I mean, it kind of got taken out of context, I think, but he was trying to say, don't cast a woman as Bond, like cast a woman as a really good action hero who is her own hero. Like, don't just keep putting women in these roles that were written for men, because it doesn't really give them the opportunity to be like a woman character. It's just like they're trying to imitate something that men have been doing. So I honestly don't know if I want a woman to replace him. I do kind of get this feeling that it would feel like she would have to fit into this male role, where I'd rather just see good action movies with women who are cast as the main character. So going off of that, I mean, I would love to see, in my dreams, it would be hot if Oscar Isaac or a guy like that could do it. Or who was the hot guy in the recent Suicide Squad? Margot Robbie's Prince husband.
Oh no, I thought you were saying about David Dasmalchian.
Is that who it is?
No.
Just a hot man. Just a hot
King Shark.
man. No, the one who like is shirtless and she's like, "Oh, what's happening?"
The prince from whatever is a fictional Central American country.
Yes. Yeah. Some guy like that.
That was Cordo Maltese.
Cordo Maltese, yeah.
Yeah. Give me that.
It was also in Batman '89.
I said fictional.
He's a hot man. Just give me like a hot Yahya Abdul-Mateen would be cool. Just give me like
guys, Tori just wants a hot man. Come on.
I just want a hot man.
She just wants a hot man. Just someone find her a hot man.
Give me like a gay James Bond. That'd be fun.
That would be different.
Make it still be a man. Make it gay. That's fine.
That would be very different because Bond has always been a womanizer. So now all of a sudden Bond is going to be a mananizer. Is that a real word?
Mananizer. Give me it. Just give me it. Is that a word?
He's a mananizer.
So Malcolm is asking here. He says, "I think Chris Adams should be the next Bond." How's Chris's British accent? I can attest to this. His British accent is pretty close to Audrey Hepburn's accent in My Fair Lady. Oh, what's all this then? I did wash my hands. I did.
I have a hard time like melding into Australian. I'm putting on the spot. I'm putting on the spot.
Michael Keaton.
I gotta get something. Yeah, Michael. There you go. I would have to get something like someone would have to give me a English phrase to say, a common English phrase to say in order to get me there. But
Hobstopper.
The constable's responsible. Now, how does that sound?
God.
Gringotts Bank. Harry Potter. That's all I know.
I'm Harry Potter.
I'm Harry Potter.
We got a little bit of it there. That is not a James Bond accent. I would be a terrible James Bond.
I'm Hermione Granger.
Hermione.
We just lost all of our English audience.
All of our Hermiones.
Yeah. So a couple picks I saw that I actually really liked was I can never get this guy's name right. Sam Heughan. He's like Scottish, so he is. This would be a nice point where I would have like pictures to show you guys. So we're just gonna go ahead and I guess he's looking it up, but I'm trying to talk. Him, Henry Cavill was a good pick that I saw because who knows if he's ever going to play Superman again.
I was just looking at British actors. Sorry to interrupt you, but not to interrupt you. John Boyega is British.
John Boyega is British. John Boyega, and then another. Oh, yeah, Sam Heughan. So,
hot man.
Yeah, like look at that one right next to Daniel Craig. It's actually like, oh yeah, one more down. There you go. That's a Bond look. That's a Bond look he's got right there. Yeah, he's a good looking guy. Anyway, I promise I'm straight. So
it's okay if you're not. I mean, just saying.
I'm just saying. Is there any doubt? Henry Cavill also a good choice, but the other one I saw recently, Jeff Snyder's been posting about this, and I agreed with him. Was no, not Jeff there.
That's a damn good looking James Bond right there, if I do say so. And he's retired from the Schmodown, so he's available. I mean, just look at this dapper man right here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Look up John Boyega. I'm telling you. I'm thinking about it.
The other pick I had though was Dan Stevens, who we've seen in like Legion, and he played Beast in that Beauty and the Beast remake. He is gay.
Ooh.
He's who Jeff Snyder has been saying for quite some time, and I do not disagree. I think he'd be an excellent choice too.
That one,
but yeah,
that one might actually be pretty good.
Now let's picture John Boyega as James Bond real quick.
Google him. He got some suit images. He looks older.
Google him.
That one I'm pretty sure everyone knows who.
Yeah, we've all seen
I know,
Star
but he got
Wars,
some suit images. I'm telling you. I think he looks very young in Star Wars, but like, look at that man. That's a man.
That's a man.
That's a full-grown man.
That's a man right there.
I just think he gets cast younger. Like in Star Wars, he gave this boyish kind of vibe.
He does have a younger visage to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, so Daniel Craig played James Bond for 16 years of his life. He started James Bond when he was in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you want somebody who's going to probably be in their 30s and potentially play James Bond for, about 4 or 5 movies. So it's really interesting. Yeah. What else do you guys have in the chat? What other picks do y'all have? Are you
Daniel
thinking
Radcliffe?
I don't know if I see Harry Potter as James Bond, but I'm Harry Potter. Yeah.
He could clean up like in a suit. I mean, the thing is, like, depending on what I don't know if like I've actually seen like a good, like, unless we see Daniel Radcliffe go into like an award ceremony or whatever. Pretty much all the movies I've ever seen him in, he's either Harry Potter or some kind of disheveled, like sometimes he's got guns attached to his hands. Sometimes he's like running from the woman in black. Sometimes he's got horns, and sometimes he's just a dead farting corpse. I don't know.
Just really covered all his roles there.
I just went through like his entire filmography right there, pretty much.
Is Robert Pattinson British?
Who?
Robert Pattinson from Twilight.
I can't remember if he is.
I'm just saying, we're kind of in a Robert Pattinson-a-sons.
I know he had a British accent in Tenet, but I couldn't remember if that was his real accent.
He's born in London, so
okay, that's his real accent then.
The problem with him right now though is he may potentially be tied up if they ever decide to continue him as Batman. He's going to be pretty well committed to that franchise.
I'm Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
I'm a vampire.
Which is why you haven't seen Daniel Craig doing too much outside of James Bond. I think he did like Logan Lucky and Knives Out, and that's about it.
Fair.
And Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You're a spy, Harry.
You're a spy, Harry. You're a British secret agent, Harry.
Yeah. So, I mean, that could be interesting to see the future of James Bond. Stay tuned to the Cinefanatics. We'll have all your James Bond needs somewhat taken
We
care
will
of
satisfy
here.
your James Bond needs here on the Cinefanatics.
We'll give it our old college try. Anyway, let's get on to this main topic, because I think this is the one that I'm actually the most eager to talk about, because this kind of came out of left field this last week. Nintendo had a direct, which that is Nintendo's little specific video segments where they advertise all their games and everything that's coming out in like for various seasons. They usually have like a couple big ones every year for like spring, summer, fall, just so you know what's like coming out and everything. And in the middle of this direct where they're announcing all their games and whatnot, they had Shigeru Miyamoto, who is the creator of Mario, come on for an announcement. And usually everyone's like, okay, when he pops up on screen doing these things, he's about to announce another main series Super Mario game. So everyone's super excited to see what's this next Mario game coming out.
They're Super Mario excited.
They're Super Mario excited. Yee-hee.
No, that's Charles Martinet.
Exactly. And instead of announcing a game, he said he was working with Illumination. We know them. It's a movie studio who does Banana, who does Minions,
Banana.
and those movies. The
Despicable Minion movies.
Despicable Minion movies. And now they're going to be working apparently on a Super Mario animated movie, which I hold to being not a terrible idea because that is a weird, fantastical looking world. And I think it would work a lot better in animation than it would in live action. So cool. We're getting a Super Mario animated movie. That's dope. And then he decided to go ahead and give us the cast. Do we want to start with just pulling up that image or do we want to just roll through this?
Let's go with the image first.
Okay. What? Wait. What?
Okay, so that one's good. That one's...
Wait, hold on.
All right, okay. I could possibly see that.
Hold on, what?
Huh?
What is happening here?
Code.
Okay. Let's break this down real quick. So, I'm not like wholly mad at this. I think a few of these will actually be fun, and I can see them. But the internet blew up with this Chris Pratt is playing Mario business, and to some degree, I understand why. Because
he's not Italian.
Because he's not Italian.
We can't get a real Italian to play Mario. I mean, come on.
I was going to make a joke about Cuomo, but I'll hold back.
Oh no! Oh jeez.
I'll hold back.
What, you couldn't get Scarlett Johansson or Emma Stone to play the Italian plumber? I mean, come on.
They were right
like they
there.
were busy.
They were right there.
Just tell Scarlett Johansson that her movie will be in a theater and it won't premiere on a digital home streaming network, and she'll be fine.
Oh man, yeah. Gabagool.
Gabagool, the spaghetti.
Buca di Beppo. Anyway, so the thing here is that
I didn't know you speak Italian. This is actually interesting.
I speak Italian. Out of the three of us, I speak Italian first best.
Yeah. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Oh man, where's Chris? Where's Brad Pitt? Why couldn't we get Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt as Mario would have been like perfect.
He got that call and he said no. That's what happened.
He's like, been there, done that. Nah.
It's like a video game movie. No.
I'm sorry. Is Quentin Tarantino directing this?
That would be amazing.
It would be a huge focus on Mario's feet.
Mm-hmm.
As he's stomping Goombas. It would just be the whole movie of Goombas and Koopas being stomped on. Just close-ups of the feet.
Wouldn't be Mario's feet.
And then when he stomps on them, you see like the Goomba and Koopa blood go like all over the place. And Uma Thurman would be Princess Peach. And
is it about that? Can I actually want this movie now?
I don't know. The more I talk about coming up with ideas about a Quentin Tarantino Mario Brothers, the more I'm like, this would actually be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be better than that Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, Dennis Hopper trash we got back in '93. So
we don't speak of that movie.
So that one, y'all were all way too young, and one of y'all wasn't even born at that time. Yeah, go figure. I saw that in the theater, and I remember leaving the theater going, this is crap.
That wasn't Mario.
No, that was terrible.
I didn't even pay for this movie and I want my money back.
Yeah. Someone give my dad money back for taking me to this. Can you pay for our gas too?
Right. So here's the thing. I know the internet has lambasted this whole thing with Chris Pratt not being Italian and playing Mario, but we know who plays Mario in the games, right? Who does the voice of Mario in the video games? This guy, Charles Martinet.
That is the whitest looking man I've ever seen.
So I've actually met him in real life. He was at a convention that I went to at one point, and I talked to him briefly, and he sounds like just straight normal, like just how I talk. He doesn't have like an Italian accent or anything, which go figure because he's
not Italian.
He's not Italian. I mean, he is solely capitalizing on doing an Italian stereotype voice. It's me, Mario. Like that's what he does. That's finding an ethnicity or a racial like group and purposely doing a stereotype of their voice. He does that, and everybody's okay with it.
I do think that I do think that part of the Chris Pratt hate is just people already have a bad taste in their mouth about Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
So I think moving forward in any kind of films he does, I think he's just going to get a lot of backlash. I think people are just kind of done with him. And I think after him being in Jurassic Park and Marvel, I think
Lego.
people are just kind of sick of him. Yeah. So honestly, I think he could have been in any of the roles here, like even if he was like Yoshi or something. And I think people would have just been like, weird. Why is he in here?
That's one. We didn't get the cast of who's playing Yoshi.
I am.
Yoshi. See, so he did that in the video games. I remember the cartoons with him, and he's like, "Hey, Mario, I'm Yoshi." He did that kind of voice, which almost sounds like Stitch if Stitch like had a vasectomy. I'm Yoshi. His voice just went up a couple octaves there.
You know, vasectomies don't crush balls, right?
Oh, really? Is that what happens? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Your balls don't have a direct line to your vocal cords.
I mean,
you say that.
Last I checked.
Guys, men are just built weird.
Last time I was around balls.
Okay.
Wow, okay. So about Mario. I think we could all say, like, in general, though, let's look back at this. So let's knock out real quick. Obviously, there's some really great choices here. Jack Black as Bowser. Fantastic choice. I could see that. And that one, I'm like really super eager to hear. Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. Okay.
That'll work. It'll work.
Nothing like too special, I guess, about that.
Tease me.
Yeah. Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong. The thing, like, here, me and my brother were talking about this before, and
I'm Donkey Kong, give me a banana.
All of the video games I ever played, all the video games I ever played, Donkey Kong never talked. So I have no idea. I have no point of reference for how Donkey Kong is supposed to sound. So I don't know if Seth Rogen is a good choice or not. But apparently he has talked in video games before, so.
He has talked, and he had a cartoon for a while. It's a weird cartoon where he was kind of like this. I'm Donkey Kong. What's going on, guys? He kind of talked like that.
You sound like you're going to host like the American Top 40 like on Sunday mornings.
That's
Donkey Kong.
For those of you who are longtime Tagline watchers, yes, that's a half step away from my Demon Bear.
Demon Bear,
when New Mutants came out. Hey, what's up, guys? Demon Bear here.
Hey, what a coincidence. We were just talking about Anya Taylor-Joy, too.
Hey, I've seen her before. Hey. Yeah.
Tease me.
Don't do that.
No, please do it again.
Y'all are allowed to do.
Well, he's doing the Demon Bear, and you followed up with the tease me, like.
Tori, can you just do that one more time for me?
Me?
Yeah.
Tease me.
All right, guys. So, who's next on the cast list?
Wow.
Bring that image back up, please. Thank you.
Put in this Patreon.
Keegan Michael.
For more tease.
Please leave that image up for about a minute or so.
Keegan Michael Key is Toad.
I can see it. I think that'll be probably the most fun one out of all of this, actually.
Mario. Is there a Mario here? Who's Mario?
Mario?
I'm sorry, you said Mario?
Mario.
What in the damn hell? Don't you dare question me again. You done messed up, Mario.
So, I'm expecting to see like.
Wait, if the Cinefanatics were cast in this movie, who would we all be?
I mean, I'm still Yoshi.
You're Yoshi? I feel like I'd be Bowser. I'd be a good Bowser.
Why would you be Bowser?
Hardy, hardy, har.
Oh, absolutely.
That's it. That's
Nailed it. And you know what? If they can't get you, then they'll get the guy who did the voice of the toy shark from Toy Story. Look, I'm Bowser. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hardy, hardy, hardy.
Give me that.
That's it. I always play Bowser whenever I do Mario Kart. That's why I love Bowser.
Hardy, hardy.
Bowser Jr. Bowsy Jr. I could absolutely do it.
Bowser Jr. Hardy, hardy, har.
Hardy, hardy, har.
Bowser with a higher pitch voice. Oh my gosh.
Apparently, Bowser's got a vasectomy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look back at Super Mario 3, he had like, what, 20 kids in that damn game? Like,
should have gotten
enough,
busy.
Bowser.
He's busy.
Jeez.
Use a condom.
Where's the lady Bowser at? When is
He's
she
a ladies'
getting any
man.
like? Where's she's not getting any highlight for the hard work that she clearly went through.
So the dark secret is Bowser was doing the don't breathe thing to Princess Peach whenever he would capture her.
Oh my god!
You haven't even seen Don't Breathe. You don't know what I'm referencing.
I'm guessing enough.
Hardy, hardy, har.
You know what?
I'll just do that. No, Streamlabs in if you want to hear me do hardy, hardy, har.
This is the Tori is Bowser's show. Go ahead, Tori.
Mm-hmm. Hardy, hardy, har. Welcome to my castle. Doesn't he have a castle? Right?
Could you just imagine if you're playing the video game, you're like for the first time, you're sitting down, you're eager to play the new Mario Brothers game. It's a copycat of the old-fashioned side scroller, only there's no warping, so you have to go through all 8 worlds. You get to the end of World 8-4 after you've died like at least 30 times trying to get over that stupid pit of fire. You finally get to Bowser, and
hardy,
when you
hardy,
meet
har.
Bowser, you get confronted with that.
Hardy, hardy, har. Why are you in my castle? He's like a pirate. I'm just saying, Jack Black.
So
You better serve.
Illumination, if you want to write us a check for any of these ideas, we are willing to take a big fat check.
I'm a
You're
voice
welcome.
actor. Professional.
Yeah. Illumination, feel free to sponsor us. We have proven that we know what we're doing and talking about when it comes to your Mario project. Please sponsor us so I can quit my job of hearing people complain about their cable service. And I can spend all this time laughing at Tori's Bowser impression. That seems like a good use of my life now that I've finally hit 40.
Hardy, 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 hardy.
He's all like the shark from Toy Story.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Yeah.
Howdy,
So
howdy.
here's the thing. Malcolm asks a really interesting question. Why couldn't they get Dennis Hopper back as Bowser? Well, Malcolm, it's because he's dead.
I was originally thinking because no one wants to reference that movie. You just went straight for the actual, oh yeah, that's right. He died.
He died about 11 years ago, so it's probably a little too late for that. Anyway, Malcolm, thank you for watching. Appreciate it, man.
You can wake him up.
Yeah, just shake him awake. Come on, man.
Shake
Get
him
out
awake.
of there.
Give him a little shake, a little spit shine.
Good Lord, we are not doing another tagline next week.
Guys, thank you for watching the final episode of the tagline.
This is Brian is correct. I do actually want to hear this. I hope that happens at some point. Seth
Wait,
Rogen doing the
Donkey Kong did a rap?
Donkey Kong is here.
Was that the actual lyrics?
It sounded like that, sort of.
It was in a game. Yeah, I used to listen to it as a kid all the time.
Here we go. I can't remember all the
It's a
lyrics.
good rap. Put it on your workout playlist.
Tim Franco. He was actually already dead when he played Bowser.
Yes.
Yes.
Get a little shake.
What was that? What was that creepy thing he did with his tongue where he's like, I can't even imitate.
Wait, Robert. What was that?
No. No.
No. No. No.
Like half of this episode has been spent us moving our windows around.
Which
I have the power.
fun thing is that we can just click this solo layout and you can just you can just do that.
Oh.
No need to move anything around.
Oh. I was doing it the hard way.
Yeah. Anyway. It's okay, Malcolm. It's okay. It made for a nice bit. Yeah. So I mean, guys, my brain is spent on this. This looks like this could be a fun movie. I'm actually kind of somewhat eagerly anticipating it. It's not coming out till like next freaking winter, though. Not this December, but like next December. So it's glad that we know all of this over a year ahead of time.
We're gonna be in 2023 in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So you've got until then to get Charlie Day to prove to me why his scratchy ass sounding voice should be playing Luigi.
Mario.
Not even that. Like
Mario.
Like he's got a.
I don't
like
shoot him, your grandma.
His voice literally sounds like nails on a chalkboard type of situation. Just he has a really scratchy voice. Yeah, like it's just. I liked him in Horrible Bosses because he had a couple of really good lines where his scratchy voice like really accentuated what he was saying, but otherwise, Charlie Day is just not a fun person to listen to.
No.
I like him. Great person. Great. Like, I love his comedic timing, his acting. The few episodes of Always Sunny that I've seen, he's been really good on. Just his voice is just really.
Yeah. Sorry. Was that? Oh, yeah. Sure, Mr. Day. I'll tell him. Shut the hell up.
Go F yourself.
And go F yourself. Yeah, he took it well. Okay, thanks.
He took it well.
He's fine.
Yeah, we didn't even touch on like. There's a couple other voice actors in this movie, but those were the main ones. The Bowser's favorite burgers, the Hardee's.
Me Hardee's.
Yeah, Kevin Michael Richardson's playing Kamek, and Sebastian Maniscalco is playing Spike, otherwise known as Foreman Spike. Which those of you who know of the old game The Wrecking Crew, that's where that character comes from.
What are they doing?
What are you doing? Yeah.
What?
I can't do any voice now.
Wait, that's Foreman Spike?
It's not going to look like the character at all. Which is
no.
Okay. It's animated. It's animated, so he doesn't have to.
This looks so that's Foreman Spike?
Yo, is that Gucci?
Tom Dagnino.
Tom Dagnino.
Out to work.
Here's the thing, though. I can see Sebastian Maniscalco doing this character's voice.
I don't remember this character like ever.
That's because he wasn't in like the Mario games that you played.
No.
Yeah, I can see this. I can see this happening. This is a thing.
I mean, okay, I can see it, like, especially this image, the two of them together. I can see that, but
yeah. So, and then Charles Martinet is going to be in there. You know, original voice of Mario, doing all sorts of voices. That's the other one. Thank you, Brian. That's the other one I was trying to find. Is Fred Armisen is Cranky Kong. That I actually like. I think that will be great.
And then we were highlighting Charles Martinet here, the voice of Mario in the video games. He is doing other voices in this movie. He's just not voicing Mario. That would go to the Pratt.
That would go to the Pratt.
The Pratt.
The Pratt.
Anyway.
People like Hardy Horror, I'm just saying.
Hardy Horror sells.
It sells.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
Oh, hold on. Who played? He's trying to say Iggy. Who played Iggy? So that was the two Koopas. One of them was Oh man, what's his name? The dude he played an Indian person in Short Circuit, so he was like in a brown face.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was really weird. So what was funny is I first saw him in Short Circuit as that character, and then I saw Super Mario Bros. Like, hey, this looks like the Indian dude from Short Circuit.
Just to be clear, are we talking about
Fisher Stevens? Yeah.
Are you talking about from Indian? Just to be clear on terms.
No, so in
not Native American.
In Short Circuit, Fisher Stevens, who's a white dude, he was in like an Indian brown face. He played an Indian person, complete with the very stereotypical Indian accent. So
that's
again, that's where I first saw him at, that I recognized him. And then when I saw Super Mario Brothers in '93, I was like, wait. The other one, there was Iggy, and his partner was what's his face? He was the parking attendant in Ferris Bueller.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like Eldson or something like that. I know his name. I just can't think of it off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
What kind of professional do you think I am?
Yeah. So Malcolm, Cranky Kong is actually canonically the original Donkey Kong from the arcade games, where Mario was trying to save not even Peach, Pauline, trying to save Pauline from Donkey Kong. Cranky Kong was that Donkey Kong, but now he's an old wrinkled monkey. So there you go. So, do we have any other thoughts on this Mario movie other than this is either going to be a giant train wreck or going to be probably the best thing in existence?
So, I would say the thing to mention about this that we didn't cover, I guess you already read about this and told me, is that after the complete disaster of the '93 Mario, Nintendo has been like very, very protective of doing another Mario movie.
Any of their properties.
Yeah, that this is only coming out now just because we've started seeing success with like Sonic the Hedgehog and Detective Pikachu. Mm-hmm. So they're like, okay, maybe Hollywood can handle
an animated Mario.
Yeah, and then they cast Chris Pratt as Mario. Well, they tried.
we made an effort, guys.
Yeah,
well,
they tried.
We'll find out. We shall see.
Jeremy Miller's asking, will it be the best video game since Sonic the Hedgehog? I don't know. So here's the thing. Like, I'm actually kind of torn. Even though I'm not a Pokemon fan, I am familiar with it because of this one. I know enough about Pokemon that I think Detective Pikachu I like Detective Pikachu more than I like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Detective Pikachu, what it had over Sonic the Hedgehog, it was actually a really good adaptation of its specific video game, and a pretty dang good adaptation of Pokemon in general into live action. They did a really good job of like creature designs and establishing the rules of the world and everything. So that's where that movie actually had a lot of really good success in terms of translating from video game to movie. I don't know if I count Mario in this same vein though, because it's going to be animated, and I'm talking about like live action video game movies.
How many video game movies have they just done animated?
I don't know. Haven't been a whole lot. I mean, like, I think most of them probably would end up being like a directed video release or something like that.
Typically, yeah, I would think so.
I feel like, Wreck-It Ralph isn't based on an actual game, right?
No, but so that's one of those, and thank you for bringing that up. Disney and Pixar have been phenomenal at creating movies of a certain type when the actual movie made of that type was just complete failure. Like The Incredibles, fantastic family of superheroes, highly successful. Fantastic Four, terrible. Mm-hmm. Like, they can't do Fantastic Four. So Disney and Pixar did a better Fantastic Four than, who was it? Fox? Fox had the Fantastic Four movies.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if this is a vibe or a similar vibe to Wreck-It Ralph, I think it would be fun. Like if it kind of plays around with the Mario elements and makes fun of itself a bit and like kind of This is like fourth wall, like you know how video games work, and like you know what annoys you at this part, and like whatever. And I think that would be funny. I think that's probably what they're gonna go for, considering how comedic this cast seems to me.
Wasn't Bowser in that?
He was.
Maybe.
Yeah, he was a part of the. They had like the super villain like anger management or Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, whatever.
Yep.
Oh yes. Hardy, har.
You just said it all
Yeah.
meeting. Hardy, har.
Hi, hardy, har. Hi.
Hi,
Yeah.
Bowser. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate it. Appreciate
Every week
it.
they're just like, oh, he's gonna do it again.
Oh, God. All right, and Bowser, what do you have to say this week?
Hardy, har. I'm an
Cool.
alcoholic.
My name is Bowser, and I have a drinking issue.
Your anger management.
Sorry, I'm addicted. What are you addicted to? I kidnap princesses and hold them until a plumber comes and visits me.
I just can't stop.
I can't stop. I need this plumber to come visit. And the only way to get him to come over to my house is if I kidnap the princess. That is the dumbest sounding plot ever. Who came up with that plot? Okay, here's what we got. We got this lizard turtle thing is going to kidnap the princess.
His name is Shigeru Miyamoto. I just said it earlier.
Okay. Like, what is he on, and how do we get some? Because this sounds fantastic.
Shrooms? Hello.
Yeah. Okay. It's self-explanatory.
Anyway. Oh, what a night this turned into.
Oh,
Tori, one more for the road.
Hardy, har. It's like hurting my throat a little bit.
Oh,
that's how you know you're doing it right. That was not what I meant that to sound.
So, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show here. On that note, we appreciate all of you watching and hanging out with us tonight. And it's been great. It's been wonderful. It's been a fantastic time. Once again, guys, a few plugs we have here. If you want to go hit up our Patreon and support whatever the hell this just was that you watched, we would greatly appreciate it, and we might be able to someday become professional. Maybe.
Not bloody likely.
So yeah, like I said earlier, on the Patreon, you have access to our Discord. You can do all that. You can support us for movie trivia, and of course, coming up this Friday, we do have a watch along where I'm sure that that voice that Tori used will probably come back into play. In
Me and Michael
some form or
Keaton.
fashion.
Yeah, we go back.
I'll go way back. Because he does a similar sounding voice as Beetlejuice. Can we just admire how I look as Beetlejuice for a second?
I didn't recognize you at first.
Actually, this came out nicely. Anyway, we're going to be doing a Beetlejuice watch along. These two have seen it. I have not. This will be my first time watching it. So come enjoy watching us watch Beetlejuice. That is going to be in the Patreon at the Dude tier. That is the $5 tier. So if you are not signed up to that $5 tier, jump in there right now. Get in there right now. Just go in there right now. Just don't even think about it. Just jump in, hit that $5 tier or above, and join us for that watch along. It'll be a lot of fun.
Cat's here.
Cat's here. All right, Cat's here. I'm mean to him in Ben's chat, but he's allowed to hang out here, and I'll be nice to him here.
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian, guys, which means he can't be mean to anybody.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, what else we got going on? You guys got a show this Saturday.
Go ahead, Tori. You can promote it.
Yeah, we're doing Nightmare on Elm Street with Vernon. Right.
Yep.
It's called The Marquee.
Yeah.
The Marquee Tears for Fears edition.
I quit.
That will be. He actually got up and left. That will be this Saturday. That's going to be at 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. We will be. It's a tier ranking show. So if y'all are familiar with like the tier maker format, the S tier, A, B, C, D, F, because everyone hates the letter E for some weird reason. That we will be ranking all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. That will be this Saturday again, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. It's a live stream show. Feel free to come stop by, give your opinions on it. If you have an opinion about Nightmare on Elm Street, we will listen to you in the chat and take that under advisement. Just as long as you're not trying to say that the remake is the best Nightmare on Elm Street movie. That's not happening.
Hard ban.
That's gonna be a quick, easy tier ranking because that one's going straight to the F. But will
hard ban.
Will anything else go straight to the F? Very likely. But where else are they going to fall? We'll see on Saturday.
I mean,
I felt like that was a professional plug right there.
That was good. That was good. You saved me. That was good, Carrie.
Anyway, so yeah,
make that into a shirt. Go straight to the F.
Go straight to the F. What else do we have also coming up? So we're doing that with Vernon on Saturday. I will be joining Vernon on the following Wednesday over on his channel, A Fan's View, where we're going to be he's doing a Fan's View of film favorites on that Wednesday. We will be taking on, it's a watch along show. We'll be doing at least the first Nightmare on Elm Street. I think he's wanting to do a double feature, so it'll probably be like 1 and 2 or something like that. But yeah, that'll be the following Wednesday, so you can see me over there, or anyone else who wants to join in, I guess, on that.
Oh yeah, I am going to be on one of Sabrina's shows, Sabrina Ramirez, Sabrina X Monica on Twitter. She's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't picked our exact date yet, but she's announced it herself as well. It's her Patreon show, Good for Her. We're going to either be talking about Midsommar or Jennifer's Body or both. It'll be fun. So as soon as that's announced, you'll see it on my Twitter at ToriXRose. I will probably be geeking out about it. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah,
and then we also have our Venom review should be up hopefully Friday. We're gonna go see it tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, carnage. Yep. Anyways, that's what we have coming up. Stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram at CineFanaticsMLP for all of the news and stuff. I did release like the. We re-released that image saying like what's coming up this week. Expect that every week in October because there's a lot of things happening. Some stuff we know about that we have not shared yet. Stay tuned.
Wait, what do we know about?
Exactly. That's how secretive it is. Even some of us don't know about it yet.
Apparently, I haven't been told yet. So
yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah. So Cinefanatics MLP on Twitter, Instagram. That's the place to find all that. We are all individually at these locations as well. I am at Chris Adams MLP on Instagram and Twitter and twitch.tv/Chris Adams MLP, where I right now at least one day a week I'm playing some games and sometimes having fun and sometimes raging out over Mario like I did yesterday. So that's a fun place you can come hang out and jump in the chat and have some fun with me. I appreciate that.
Oh,
nice.
Get the kitty. Lola, you're failing.
The rest of y'all though, where's everybody finding you?
Tori X Rose on Twitter and Instagram.
Yep. And then Robert Adams MLP, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Again, I just hit 2,000 movies on Letterboxd, about to hit 3,000 in probably the next 5 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good feat. Good job. So yeah, that's gonna, I believe, wrap it up. Do we have anything else that we need to get out there? I don't think so. Stay tuned to what we're doing here on the channel because we're doing all sorts of stuff. There's going to be even more stuff coming now that Tori has joined us. So
yes.
it's going to be
watch Beetlejuice with us on Friday.
Watch Beetlejuice with us on Friday.
Yep. Join $5. Just hop on the $5 tier. I will say, so there's some announcements we can't make. Well, actually, I don't know. Some of these we don't have full decisions made yet, but that $5 tier is still a good tier to hop on.
Yes, there will be there's going to be other Patreon things that are going to be coming up this month that you're going to get access to at that $5 tier that you're going to want to have. So
yeah,
trust us. Outside of that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here, jumping in the chat, saying stuff, streamlabbing, all the stuff. We appreciate it. And we will catch you guys this same time next week. If for some reason you're not going to join us on Friday, but you're going to join us on Friday.
Or Saturday.
Or Saturday. You're going to join us. Yeah, come on. You're going to watch everything. We'll see you guys on Friday. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll see y'all later. Tori, har us out.
Hardy, hardy, har.